Hello and welcome to another update on the McMinnville real estate market. I'm Steve Thoele. I'm a principal broker with Premier Property Group. And this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, November 5th. So let me get over to my screen here and I'll go through the info here with you. First off, looking at active listing counts, that you can kind of see we had a high of 74 listings in McMinnville 8 weeks back, got down to a low of 61, and it's been holding pretty steady from there. You kind of see this last week we ended at 65, had 5 new listings this past week and only 2 the week prior. So it's been a pretty quiet last couple weeks in terms of new listings, which is pretty typical when you kind of get into this time of year. The median list price and days on market for those actives, you can kind of see we were sitting pretty flat here at 535 or so for the good part of the period here. But then the last couple of weeks, it has moved upward close to about 550,000. And then days on market hasn't been moving around a whole lot. You kind of see we had a high of 46, low of 36, and this last week came in at 44. So we're still about a month and a half of average market time right now for homes that are on the market in McMinnville. Okay, moving along to pending sales. This last week I showed we had 7 new pendings, and you can kind of see that that's been pretty consistent for the most part over the past 8 weeks. I had a low of 4, a high of 9 on a weekly basis. And then again, on the total count, you can kind of see it's been, again, very steady, high of 55 and a low of 48. So it hasn't moved a whole lot. So both supply and demand has been, fairly steady over the past 2 months in McMinnville. The median price and days on market for the pending listings, you can see outside of 8 weeks ago where it was close to 500,000. It's been kind of in the mid 400s, between 450 and 450 and 470. This last week came in at 450, and then days on market for the pendings. You can kind of see we got up to a high of 20 days here about a month ago. It has fallen back to about 15. So again, it hasn't moved a whole lot over the past 2 months. And lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So this is where we'll see a bit of a change in terms of activity. So you can kind of see last week we had 3 properties cross over from pending to sold. That kind of matches a low for a weekly basis. It's been between 3 and 11, have closings on a week. But the total number have been coming down, quite a bit here over the past month or so. Had a high of 36 closings over the prior 4 weeks here, and we're clear down to 16 closings over the prior 4 weeks here. So, definitely been less closings over the past month than before. And the median price and days on market for those solds, you can kind of see we had a high of 512 and a low of 488 on a couple occasions. When we kind of came up a little bit off that here this last week at 494 is the most recent median price for the most recent 16 sales. And then days on market, that has increased. So we had a low of 13 here about 6 weeks back, and latest figure on that is 36 days was the average market time for these most recent 16 sales in McMinnville. So definitely things have slowed down in terms of how long it's been taking to get a home sold. And then the last thing we'll look at here is that weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So red bars, the weeks of inventory, and you can kind of see we were kind of around 8 months for a good part of this period here for about 5 weeks. And then you can kind of see it has started to certainly drift up close to kind of doubling from what it was here earlier in the period at 16 weeks is kind of where we're at. So again, pretty constant supply, but we've just seen a real decline in the number of closings, which has driven this number up. So that represents, based upon the, current amount of sales, about 4 months of inventory. I think this will come down here a little bit once, some of those more pendings that were up above start flowing through to being closed transactions, but we'll see about that. And then the sale price as a percent of the original list price, we got it kind of peaked out here on that measure about 6 weeks back at 99% of the list price. You can kind of see that has been eroding here over the past 5 weeks or so. We're down to closer to about 97%, a little over 97% of original asking price. So, close to about a 3% discount is what sellers have been needing to do most recently in order to get their home sold. So, all in all, pretty stable market in McMinnville, but we definitely are seeing lower activity. Things are hanging on the market a little longer. Interest rates, it's been kind of all over the place. My last video I sent out, we were up over 8% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. We did have a rally last week in both the bond and stock markets, which kind of drove rates back down considerably. We ended last week with closer to around a 7.5%, so about a 0.5% discount, which was really nice to see. And who knows if that's going to continue the trend downward, or was it just a little blip in the scene here? But we'll see. And that is the update for now. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope this video is helpful as always. And if I can answer questions, be of help, please reach out. My phone and email address are down below the video. So let me know what I can do to help. And as always, thanks for sharing this or liking, commenting. It really helps spread the word. So thank you for that. If you already have subscribed to this channel, please click that subscribe button before you leave. So hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next update.